Is what? Score touchdowns. Who has more touchdowns than anyone besides Milt Stegall, baby?
Yeah, you said Ricky Henderson. He's the one who also said, "Now I am the greatest of all time."
I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. What you said is.
You're always saying that. just off air, maybe.
I did the completion thing in a game and also in a season, but to me, the one that I'll always take to the grave with me was the fact that I'm still the oldest quarterback in all of professional football to win a championship. And like I said, to be able to walk off in that fashion, winning a Grey Cup for Ottawa is something I'll be remembered
So you
forever.
Weren't cheering for the Patriots last year, were you?
No, I was not. No, I was not. Of course, you can't help but cheer against the guy chasing you.
We don't have time to talk about all my records. Beatles, Rolling Stones, Doobie Brothers. Yeah, I'm from the 70s.
Al Green.
Getting ready for kickoff now. Al Green was great, too. Kickoff, the anthem coming up.
Now, fans, please stand, remove your hats, and sing loud and proud, joining the singing voice of your Toronto Argonauts, Alexi Couto, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Roger Peterson of Dryden, Ontario. You could win groceries for a year if the kickoff is returned for a touchdown in this game, thanks to Safeway Sobeys' $1 million touchdown to win promotion. And if a second kickoff is returned all the way for a TD in this game tonight, you could also win $1 million. Good luck with that, Roger. Got the kickoff coming up at the call from Rod Black and Dwayne Ford after this.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Hello, Canada. Week 18 in the Canadian Football League. Playoffs around the corner. Temperature cooling down under the Friday night lights with the open mics against tonight. The collision of the QEW. The Cats and the Argos, a black and blue night ahead.
It certainly is. And for the Toronto Argonauts, guy happy to get another opportunity under center. Regardless of what their record is, James Franklin looks to prove himself for next season, making his first start since July 27th. And on the other side, Jeremiah Masoli of the Hamilton Tiger Cats has been entrenched as the starter since the middle of last season. 10 times this year, he has been over 300 yards passing, looking for number 11 here against the Argonauts.
His head coach, June Jones, told me yesterday they can't look ahead to next week in the back-to-backs. With the Red Blacks, they have to look right here against the Argos. And for Mark Trestman a year ago, his team was in the position the Cats are right now. And they were on their way to a Grey Cup game and a Grey Cup championship, a complete reversal of fortune in the Golden Horseshoe this year. Argos are out, and the Cats are in. But where they will finish, TBD. Newcomer, Drew Brown, former Nebraska Cornhusker, will kick this game off tonight. First game in double blue for Drew Brown. And he will kick with the win. The Cats won the toss. They'll get the ball first. Frankie Williams and Mercer Timmis are back. So Drew Brown's first kick is an Argo, first kick in the CFL. Zach Medeiros also will handle kicking duties tonight for the Argos, who are playing for pride tonight, the defending Grey Cup champions. The clash of the QEW, part 3 on the season, underway. Williams gets a nice block, finds a seam, and will start at the 35-yard line. And Jeremiah Masoli, his record is 7-7, but he's put up huge numbers this year. He has one of the top-ranked offenses, and he's had an all-star season.
Yeah, Jeremiah Masoli has really established himself as a starter here in 2018.
Quarterbacks have the microphones tonight, so do the coaches. Masoli changing that play. Hey, hey, hey. Hands it off to John White. And hey, 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 he's been good since coming into the lineup. Hamilton team that has had a lot of injuries, especially in the receiving corps.
Well, they certainly have, and those injuries tonight are going to allow youngster Justin Buren out of Simon Fraser to make his CFL debut. And one of 2 members of the Ticats 2018 draft class, along with Darius Sirocco, who's been a starter wire to wire at guard. 2 rookies in that offensive starting group.
2nd and 8. Free one here for Masoli. Argos jumped. And a first down secured near the 45-yard line. Mike Jones has the catch. Al Bradbury, our referee tonight, also wearing the microphone.
Come on. Yep, I see you. All right, now we got it out on set.
Onside, Toronto, number 90. Penalties decline. Play results, first down.
Leon Lang jumped. 1st and 10, Cats. Empties the backfield. Masoli off his back foot. And he has Brandon Banks. Brandon Banks and Luke Tasker have absolutely torched the Argos in the previous 2 meetings. And they're already off and running and catching here tonight.
And Brandon Banks does a terrific job getting an outside release here and using leverage well. Quick stem inside to get that defender to work farther to the inside, create a little bit more space, more separation, knowing he's going to that corner.
Deep toss down to the 42. Play action. Masoli with the option.
This looked like a forward pass to me once he was over the line of scrimmage as opposed to a lateral.
Great bucket.
Okay, good. Second down.
We're going to score one of those.
Here's Toronto, how they line up defensively.
Yeah, on that defensive line, Cleon Lang,
Big white.
the only starter on the entire defense who started in last year's Grey Cup for the Toronto Argonauts. Looking for a veteran presence in that linebacking corps. They brought in Jeff Knox Jr., former Saskatchewan Rough Rider.
Gorilla left, Cherry on tails, ready?
In the secondary, you've got Matt Webster, the Queen's product, starting at free safety.
No, it's got to be Chili.
So it's 2nd
Chili,
and
Mike.
short.
Yeah, it's got to be in Gorilla left. Hey, let's go, huddle up. Yeah, I will. There's a wrong on the band.
Dane Evans comes in for the short yardage play. Here is that option toss.
On the previous play, there was an offside pass by Hamilton. The ball will now be placed at the 38-yard line. Still Hamilton's ball, 2nd down.
You know, for an old guy, you got pretty good eyesight there, partner.
That's why, hey, You got to delay no more. Stay behind.
So it'll be second down. They'll bring Evans to the sideline instead of second and short.
Trips left. 91 mesh. X pivot Z dig. Beta, ready? Army.
Second and 6 from the 38.
Go! Red 8! Red 8! Set high!
Argos rush 3. Masoli can't find anybody open and has to throw it away. Pocket closed, had some time, good protection, but nobody home.
Yeah, the way it played out, as you said, the Argos not rushing many. Ticats going with a 6-man protection, so Masoli's got time, but tough to find an open receiver with the Argos dropping so many guys in coverage.
Good job. Good job.
So a guy who was on the other side of this rivalry last year, Lirim Haralahu, ended up kicking a game-winning field goal in the Grey Cup for the Argos. Now a Cat against the wind. Kind of fluttered a little bit, but he just made it through. Cats opening series results in a field goal here tonight. James Franklin back in the saddle. He lost his starting job. He's got it back. Will he keep it? The CFL on TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Kickoff Project. Nominate a high school football player today at nissankickoffproject.ca. Live tonight from the 6. Toronto Argos. James Franklin gets the keys to the car back. Banished to the sidelines. Stands in, throws right away. Duron Carter, who wasn't around when James Franklin had his starting stint.
Yeah, Duron Carter coming off his first touchdown as an Argonaut. Keep an eye also on Levi Noel in that receiving corps.
Wide post, Z fade on one, ready?
Isaiah Cage in at left tackle. Joined the Argos around mid-season.
Ready?
His first game in the CFL. Franklin, pocket closes, pitches it out. Flag down. Found Levi Noel out of the backfield. Here's the call.
Illegal contact on a receiver. Hamilton, number 1. This is a 10-yard penalty. First down, Toronto.
So that one will give away. It's the nickel linebacker, Don Unumba.
Here we go. We got quads right, sail out. Fake 13 to R, S clear, W Robin on 1. Ready? Go ahead.
So quads right. Mario Alford is number 13. They give it off to Levi Noel again out of the backfield. Interesting series here using Levi Noel the way they've been using him.
Yeah, certainly guy to watch as he gets an opportunity. Getting an opportunity for Hamilton this evening. Julian Hauser in for Adrian Tracy at defensive end spot. Larry Dean, of course, the anchor of this defense from his middle linebacker position, having another fantastic season. And we'll see if we get a chance to talk about Delvin Breaux tonight. In a previous matchup with the Argos, he was frequently faced off against S.J. Green.
We got King's right bunch. Yaz wing. 45 stone.
Often the loneliest man on the field. Yes, Delvin Breaux doesn't get a lot of attention because he gives the receiver a lot of attention. First and 10 for Franklin. Cluster formation. Handed off up the middle. Brandon Burks. Burks, who started the season, the preseason, was very impressive, but of course James Wilder Jr. now on the shelf. Burks gets a chance to play.
Yeah, and Burks comes into this game averaging just over 8 yards a carry for the season. That's on 17 carries.
23 sneak, Z lead, White Casper, S push on 1, ready?
Kind of similar to the way James Wilder ended down the stretch last year, bolstering that Argos running game.
Played his college ball at Troy. Someone lost their helmet down there, but Franklin again will move the ball. Here's an issue for the Argos, and it has been all year. It's probably one of the reasons that they are 3-11. They have been awful starters to football games. They've given up 101 first quarter points.
We got goal right, our back. 35,
and only scored 49.
Cali on one, ready?
And that's kind of one of the reasons as well.
I was going to say, there's another big reason for the Argonauts. No, there's two big reasons with Marcus Paul standing beside Ricky Ray.
There, Woods out. Chatted with Mark Trestman yesterday, and he said, you know, no excuses. We've been inconsistent, but we've had a rash of injuries.
84 is coming in at X. Hey, Carter, Duran.
So Duran Carter comes out. 84 is Levi Noel back in. Trestman's also said
right, 75 X torque switch, W post, Z fade on one, ready?
That they just have not had any explosive plays in all three phases of the game.
Yeah, and I think there are a number of reasons for that.
2nd and 7. Franklin has time, and now he is dropped. Justin Capicotti. Franklin was a sitting duck back there. And that's a big loss. Back to the 40-yard line almost. And it'll bring out the field goal unit.
Oh, Frankie looked pretty good back there.
Justin Capicotti lines up inside. This time as a defensive end. Shows that fake drop that is actually what allowed him to get free. Looked like he was going to drop into coverage and delayed this run.
So here is Drew Brown. It is his first kick in the CFL, and it's good. The former Nebraska Cornhusker, his older brother, an NFLer, Drew Brown, takes it downtown. Jeremiah Masoli having an MVP season. Back in the huddle after this.
Well, Jeremiah Masoli faces the Toronto Argonauts for the 3rd time this season. Terrific in the first 2 games, completing 73% of his passes, nearly 700 yards and 7 touchdowns. That goes back to the Labor Day and a rematch the following week. Some changes to the receiving corps since then, but Masoli off to a pretty good start here in meeting number 3 of 2018 between these two teams.
Meeting 3, 3-3 on the scoreboard. Masoli slinging it, coming back for it. And they're saying that ball is caught by Mike Jones. What a grab by Jones on the far side.
Good catch, baby.
Did he catch it?
Yeah, they may want to snap the ball before anyone looks at this one too quickly. Get the close-up look right here. It looks like that lead tip of the ball.
Hey, Speedy, on!
Well,
kept it up on the shoulder.
Too late. 1st and 10 again. Masoli. And that is incomplete. Almost.
Will Likely is the man on the corner for the Toronto Argonauts. Mike Jones adjusted and caught that previous pass on him. He nearly outdid Jones with a diving attempt at the interception that time.
That would have been a sensational interception. Past the midway point of the opening quarter here tonight. Cats 2nd and 10. Masoli rifles one, and it is caught by Brandon Banks down to the 20, to the 15. And I'm not sure Brandon Banks was the intended target here, but it worked out for the Cats.
Brandon Banks and Justin Buren had their signals crossed on that play right from the get-go. They kind of ran into each other on their releases right near the line of scrimmage. They're the two outside receivers at the bottom of the screen. Banks got bumped by his guy, kind of into Buren's path. It all worked out in the end.
Down to the red zone.
Go, ready!
Cats are second in the league. Inside the 20. Delayed draw. Handing it off to John White, former Eskimo. Quite a journey back for him. Set up a throwing down here.
Trips right. Trips right. 51, QB Dallas, prop dog. Beta, ready? Mike, let's go!
Solely in the gun. Trips to his right. Goes to his left. Now scampering. Masoli can run if he wants it. He can hit the end zone. Just before that, down near the 3-yard line as Jeremiah Masoli started tiptoeing that scrimmage line.
You probably had a little bit of a sense when you heard the QB Dallas in that call from the huddle that Masoli was calling his own number on the draw. Might want to go for the first slide. Sure, June Jones was holding his breath as
Quads
that.
left. 34 Tampa, Lanai, Beta, ready?
Soley stays in here. First and goal from the 3. As White behind him, right beside him. Gives it to White. Tripped up, wrapped up, ripped down. Justin Tuggle with the initial contact. So now it's setting up second and goal. And what certainly looks like a pass attempt now from the Cats.
Yeah, Justin Tuggle's right in the middle of that defense. Is just mirroring John White the whole way. Good job by the defensive line to occupy the blockers and keep Tuggle clean, allowing him to step up and make a play.
Lost about 1.5 yards on the play.
Go, ready! Ready, set, hut!
Soley has his man and has the touchdown. The Argo killer, Luke Tasker, has his 7th touchdown of the season.
You see Masoli goes to work. John White does a terrific job stepping up to the A-gap to pick up the blitz. Shot out to that wide side for the major. 7 plays, 75 yards. Covered in 3 minutes and 57 seconds for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Good looking drive against the wind.
Tasker stays on. He's the holder for Hairolahu. Tasker and Banks came into this game putting on a clinic the previous 2 meetings. Between the 2 of them, 30 catches, almost 530 yards and 6 touchdowns. You can now make it 7 into the 3rd game. 10-3 Cats on Friday Night Football from Toronto. Cool hands Luke, former star from Cornell, has been a star in the CFL. Clutch on 2nd downs, clutch in the red zone, and once again now in the end zone.
And you're going to see Tasker's working out to the flat. He's the number 2 receiver on the hash mark. Gets a little bit of a rub from Justin Buren working towards the inside. That's going to help free him up, create a little bit of separation.
Luke Tasker should be able to get to the 1,000-yard mark tonight. Came in 84 yards shy of another 1,000-yard season. Most importantly for he and the Cats, they have a lead here. This ball is going to bounce out of bounds. It's going to give a good starting point to 45-yard line for the Argos. Miscue from Hairolahu. Smilin' Frank back at it when we come back. Smilin' Hank in our panel. Smilin' Frank is James Franklin. Big fourth quarter last week. Finally back in action for the Argos, but in a loss. But he's back at the helm as a starter. With more on his story, let's go down to the sideline and join Matthew Shinetti.
Now, Ron, let's go back to maybe last winter when James Franklin was signed on the Argos, and many thought behind Ricky Ray that he was the heir apparent. And then when Ricky Ray was injured earlier in the season, James Franklin comes in. And then in late July, he loses his job after a number of turnovers. And the fact is, those first couple weeks afterwards, James Franklin was a little confused, and maybe you want to call it also disappointed, because he felt that maybe he wasn't given the opportunity to maybe establish himself the way he wanted to. But perspective is a certain kind of quality that a quarterback has to understand. So maybe with the short yardage team, James Franklin, alongside those offensive linemen, started to appreciate his role even more. But when we spoke to Franklin and Mark Trestman yesterday, they both were talking about the development that Franklin had coming off the field and onto the sidelines. And Franklin said it's so important now that he understands that growth, guys.
Well, there's a favorite target in S.J. Green, and
hey, two back.
James Franklin's not the first guy to lose his starting job in the Canadian Football League.
Here we go. We got trips left tight, 65, X Squire Z Burbank on one. Ready?
As a young player, you're not necessarily being judged on being perfect. You're not expected to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Being judged on how you respond to that adversity.
Franklin threading the needle. James Franklin burst into the CFL as a backup in Edmonton, and widely coveted, of course, and came to Toronto, and there's the mark, 3-4 right now. But everybody expected this meteorite, this supernova.
54 Haas, W Squire, S pivot out, X post, Z Burbank on one. Ready?
And it was obviously the small sample during his time in Edmonton, but yeah, he certainly looked the part, winning games, putting up big numbers.
Has his man down the sidelines. It's Brandon Burks. Flag down near the 30. Brandon Burks, impressive. Will this stand?
Illegal contact on a receiver. Hamilton, number 24. Penalties decline. Play results in the first down.
Yes, it will. So a game where we're going to be talking about Brandon Banks a lot. Argos would like to see a lot more Brandon Burks in this one.
Yeah, Burke's an explosive player. As you see the penalty on Delvin Breaux, matched up that time with S.J. Green.
W and Y West, W and Y to West, trips left bunch, 74 Z Lambeau wide post, X cornerbacks right. Go on the hurry, let's go. Hey,
they have to hurry.
Timeout's called, Toronto.
A good decision to take the timeout and protect the field position.
Levi X, he's saying two back 84. Play 84.
What do you want? Give me
Play clock was coming down to 1 second, and they just got that timeout in.
We're going two back.
Here we go. We got W and Y to West, trips left, bunch, 74. Wait.
I'll just try to stay out.
He changed it. Here we go. Fib, silver, right, whack, 775. W pony, Y wheels, Z under through, on one, ready?
So Mark Trestman giving the signal to the wristband in the speakers in the helmet. That was fascinating. First and 10. Franklin. Now he has to move the pocket again. He's got running room. He tucks it, and he's only going to take it for about 3 or 4 yards.
I got this.
Richard Leonard gets some help up from James Franklin. Said, you okay?
84. Levi, Carter. SJ. Okay. Here we go. We got trips right tight bunch. 55. W Haas. R mesh Y. S flat. X corner on one. Ready?
Will June Jones and Jerry Glanville counter with key second down? Screen pass. Burks has room. He scored. Brandon Burks. Touchdown, Argos. You know, partner, there seemed to be a lot of confusion in that huddle. Played out pretty well.
Yeah, see, I think it ends up just sounding like mass confusion because of the length of the play call. Sometimes it sounds like he's trying to straighten everybody out. They executed this perfectly, though. You've got the weak side linebacker coming on a blitz, vacates that area to the flat. Brandon Burks has got to get out, get his head around. Franklin knows there's an unblocked guy, so the ball's got to be out of his hands to that hot man in a hurry.
The newcomer, Drew Brown, his first point after, has his first field goal tonight. And that trying to find some employment north of the border. And Brandon Burks has his first CFL touchdown. Got one in the preseason, and a beauty too. This is the real deal right here.
Yeah, you're going to see Burks. He's going to get out to the flat in a hurry. You're going to see the blitz come from Simone Lawrence. He loops inside, so he's not out there to cover Burks in the flat. It means he's unblocked, so he's coming free. Ball is out in a hurry as James Franklin takes care of that unblocked man himself by getting rid of the ball quickly with his eyes. Burks knows it's coming. He gets his head around and in for his first regular season CFL score.
James Franklin's 6th touchdown pass. And Franklin's looking in this game like he did in the 4th quarter against the BC Lions last week. Continuing that momentum. Probably a guy who does not want to give up his job again. Last 2 minutes opening quarter. Tie ball game. Frankie Williams trying to burst outside, but he's brought down quickly downfield. Former star at Troy University, Brandon Burks again looked really good in the preseason, earned a job here. But has had a hard time getting on the field with last year's Rookie of the Year around.
Okay. AC.
John White smothered at the line of scrimmage.
I'm going to call it as a quail pump, okay? Sometime during the game.
Jeff
Just let them
Finley.
know. I'm not coming right back to it, but let them know.
Punishing hit.
Quads right, 390, levels, HQ, X over, beta, ready? 90. Hey, Q. Go, red 8. Red 8, set high.
Comes the rush. Low toss. He's second and short now. Rashad Lawrence snares that. Going to be second down and yard to go. Make that third and a yard to go.
Rashad Lawrence getting an opportunity in this receiving core. Justin Gurin as well. Anticipate that Terrell Sinkfield, recently brought back to the CFL.
Move to ace tray left, diamond left, cherry on beta, ready?
Here's Dane Evans, short yardage guy.
Still call the same place.
Has to get it to the 34 on third down. The final play, first quarter. And he achieves that. No flag down.
Good job, O-line. Good job, O-line.
Well, the heated rivalry.
Keep it rolling.
One team's bound for the playoffs, the other playing for pride tonight, looking to play spoilers. And anytime you play your rival, you want the W. 10-10 after 1 on Friday Night Football on TSN.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Have a day, bro. All day, every drive, every play, let's go. What if you get a yellow one? Yellow brace? No. When we wear the all whites? Woo.
6. Oh. That's what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I remember it's 7. That's okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meow. No. I keep meowing, and then I just say out loud. They probably think I'm doing that because I'm playing the Thai cats, but it's because I watched a cat video earlier and I'm just thinking about it.
What you love about these live mic games is how serious and intense it is in pregame.
Well, you can just feel it from both quarterbacks, can't you?
All the meowing that was going on. James Franklin, that's priceless stuff. The mics are up tonight. Friday night mics here on TSN. Again, a play action delayed draw. Solely putting it in the gut of John White. Talked about the injuries before this game. Two teams hit really hard.
351. T-swing mesh, Y search, Atlanta. Beta, ready? Because
Hamilton's been able to survive their rash of injuries, though. Still in the fight for first place in the East. A game behind Ottawa beginning tonight.
Go, ready! Ready, set, hut!
Chance to swing it out. Oh, dangerous pass. Holding call here.
Man. Should we decline it?
What you got, Red?
Holding, Hamilton, number 60. Penalties declined. 3rd down.
Argos defense does the job here.
Hey, guy, you want to start with Zombie?
A little bit of trouble here. Keep an eye on the right guard. Darius Sirocco working against Ken Bishop on the interior.
Listen up in the huddle. Come on, man.
Bishop got underneath him. Sirocco forced
Listen
to
up
hold
in the
on.
huddle. Listen up in the huddle.
Will Likely still on his feet. Likely the newcomers later in the season here. Former Maryland Terrapin. Nice return for the Argos. Will go against the wind in this quarter.
During the return, holding. Hamilton, number 37. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Hey, 5 more.
Good return.
Franklin looking for the 5 receiver set. Declan Cross, the fullback.
Oh, sorry.
Heads to the sideline.
Losing a lot of yardage there, 23 yards.
We got quads right, 44 same, X hack, R Rambo on 1, ready?
Franklin's been good so far, 5 of 6 for 80. And the touchdown. Now scampering out of the backfield again. Here's Brandon Burks right into the Hamilton sideline again. Orange nylon on the field.
Holding, Toronto, number 89. Half-distance goal remains 1st down.
Long field just got longer.
All right, here we go.
Keep an eye on the left side of the offensive formation right in the forefront. Deron Carter gets Delvin Breaux turned around. That was the holding call that moves the Argos back.
Go ahead, Buzz, go ahead.
Carter had the touchdown, his first as an Argo last week. Still kind of waiting to see some of that superstar flash from him. Larry Dean. Thought for a moment he had a loose ball, and so here is a big down defensively for Hamilton coming up.
5 more.
Well, Canadian Football League, where it is so often a battle of field position. Bear in mind the Argos are against the wind here.
Oh, no, see Burbank on 1, ready?
If they're forced into a punting situation, the wind may actually force them to give up the safety here.
Yeah, likely will. Wind is blowing right into their teeth here. And a good pass, and S.J. Green hangs on somehow.
Let's go, SJ!
Just typical S.J. Green, still able to come up with a football.
Keep an eye on S.J. Green. He's going to work this that deep slant. He knows he's going right into the safety, Mike Daly. Franklin drops it to him in that window. Green braces himself for the hit. Argos will be called for too many men in the huddle here.
13 in the huddle. Toronto, 10-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Monster Pig!
They've had some substitution issues already. S.J. Green taking a big hit there. Took one last week, too. So wondered if he'd be ready this week.
All right, here we go, guys.
Mark Tressman.
We got Jack's right, 77. Y Hoosiers pump swap, R flat, X torque on one. Ready?
Coach known for the little things, details.
Torque.
First and 20.
Hut. Ready. We hut.
Couple tight ends, 3 receivers set. Far side. Making the catch, Simon Gingras-Gagnon. This was last week. S.J. Green getting rocked.
Yeah, took a shot to the head. Jordan Herdman after the catch. Didn't bounce up quite as quickly from that one, so Argos kept a close eye on their go-to guy throughout the week.
This is a week later. Mike Daly.
I'm sure S.J. wanted to send the message by bouncing right back up there, too.
Swinging it out again. Brandon Burks trying to stride to that first down. Takes out the yardage person on the sideline. Working the sticks. Good job there. Taking a hit.
Hey, that's the only yards they get is from the running back.
It'll be third down and short.
Check release there for Brandon Burks. You see what happens in the line of duty for our minor officiating crew.
Yardsman here. Boy. Actually, you don't see those guys too often until there's a measurement. Good that he's okay. Third and 1. Argos decide to boot it. Sends Frankie Williams back. Nice cutback here. And then he is brought down. 10-10 ball game. Last time these two teams met, Brandon Banks took it to the bank. Big season for him, another 1,000-yard season. He's had one big catch tonight, maybe more on the way. The legend of Speedy B continues.
Yes, sir, and he has been money in the banks against the Toronto Argonauts this season. There you see the numbers. 15 catches, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns. We're on a pretty good pace here tonight. The Sultan of Stats, John Russin, reports he has 2 catches for 59 yards here in the first half.
Ready, set, hut.
Jeremiah Masoli looks one way. Now that pocket collapses and somehow tosses it over the top. Just past the initial line of scrimmage, and that's the first CFL catch for Canadian receiver Justin Buren. Brandon Banks, here's the other thing. Ever since his Santa Claus came to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, June Jones, he has been gifted.
Yeah, I mean, you look. I mean, those were really the 2 most significant personnel changes made by June Jones. Jeremiah Masoli at quarterback and inserting Brandon Banks in that starting offensive lineup when he had just been a returner.
Seeing a lot of football. Masoli now with time, slinging it again. And once again, back to back to Justin Buren, making his CFL debut. The 5th round pick of the Cats this year out of Simon Fraser. Because of the injuries, Justin Buren is getting some valuable playing time.
Yeah, he sure is. Again, great opportunity for him. Maybe just keeping that spot warm as they get Terrell Singfield ready, but making the most of the opportunity.
John White head down and ahead of steam into Toronto territory. 9.5 to go second quarter. See both of these offenses have some success, especially on the screens here tonight. Former star at Ole Miss and Oregon. Masoli hands it off to White again.
Guy is really loose with the ball now.
He's trying to go with his feet.
Last time these teams met, Alex Green was the feature back.
A nice job here by the trapping guard, Darius Sirocco. He's got the kick out. White up right behind that.
Hey, Frosty!
Yeah, not easy as a rookie. Canadian rookie, day one starter.
Let it roll!
6th overall pick
Go, Ready!
in the CFL draft. Out of Burlington. Here comes that blitz. Masoli takes a shot. Brandon Banks wants to call. And
Oh my God.
what you ask for, you shall receive. Mark Trestman doesn't agree.
Defensive pass interference. Toronto, number 25. Spot a foul. Automatic first down.
Argo fans don't agree.
Banks is your number 2 receiver.
He touching him up the whole time.
Inside the hash marks. Ronnie Yell got hands on him. You can see those two guys in contact. For the last part of that round, Banks came up looking for the call right away. Mark Trestman has thrown his challenge flag, however.
Toronto has challenged 4 times this year.
It was not pass interference.
Toronto is challenging the previous call of defensive pass interference. This is being reviewed.
You're
Mark
lucky I
Trestman.
mic'd tonight. I've never said a word to you in 7 years. I'm not going to say a word tonight, but you're lucky I mic'd. It's not right.
Gotta love the open mics. Very candid Mark Trestman, as we heard, going to break. And what did you think about this? Does Coach Trestman have a case?
To me, it looked like there was actually contact early in the route, and then again late. But when you see it late, it looks like as much of the hand fighting is coming from Brandon Banks as is coming from Ronnie Yell in this instance. I didn't see a grab in there.
After review, the ruling on the field stands of pass interference. Toronto is charged with their last timeout.
Just do your job. Just do your job.
Alrighty then. So Trestman now 1 for 5 on challenges this year.
35 Miami. Z Smoke. Better. Ready?
Cannot use that challenge for the rest of the game.
Go get it.
8 minutes to go. 1st and 10.
Ready?
Cats before halftime. A lot of John White here early on tonight. Establish that run.
The problem we have is we just can never turn the field. No, I'm talking defensively. We've got to do a better job. You know, we just haven't been able to turn the field and get ourselves going downhill. You know, we need a play. We need to make a play. Yeah.
Well, maybe Coach Trestman will get that play here.
Go, ready! Ready, set, hot!
Masoli. Touchdown. Goal post. And a souvenir for his son, who just watched Daddy run right into the goalpost and hang on to the football. Little B after
got his own cheering section. Now you'll often see teams offensively kind of use that goalpost to create a pick so a guy can lose their defender. And Banks was headed in that direction, but that time the throw coming just before he gets to the post. So he had to run into it.
One of the littlest guys on the field. There's Little B loving it tonight. Daddy has another touchdown. He's had a few of those this season against the Argos. Brandon Banks. Perfect name when you're operating at BMO. Again, Brandon Banks, another touchdown against the Argos. Boom. Into the goalpost. Well, past the midway point of the second quarter, we've got a shootout here tonight. Likely down at the 28. Speedy B and Little B with his sister Jade there. Little B, see, he's working on his hands right now. He's little Speedy.
Yeah, Little B needs to work on the ball security. A pretty cool moment for him.
That's awesome.
To see Dad score.
We see him out on the field quite a bit before the games.
Yeah,
that kid is priceless.
Hey, he can play.
He's about the same size as his dad. Speedy's something else. What a year he's had. 17-10 Cats. Franklin in trouble. And he gets pulverized in the backfield as the Hamilton Tiger Cats come attacking again.
Franklin shows good poise standing in there in the pocket. You're going to see Julian Hauser on the right side of your screen, number 95. Gets to him late, the blindside hit. Franklin didn't see him, didn't feel him coming until Hauser lowered the boom.
Former Clarion Golden Eagle, Julian Hauser. Third sack of the season. Franklin whips it in there, penalty flag. Deron Carter drawing a crowd as he often does. The flag came in the territory of interference or contact, and now the bad blood that always brews between these two. That's what happens when they come into each other's hoods. Rivalry that goes back so many years, and it doesn't matter what they're playing for. It's always heated. It's like offsetting penalties here. Probably contact against Hamilton. That'd be a roughing call, unnecessary roughness later. We'll see how it all plays out. All right, here's the call.
Five more! Five more!
We aren't getting.
Illegal contact on the receiver. Hamilton, number 21. Offsetting major fouls. Hamilton, number 11. Toronto, number 8. Place ball up 10 yards. Second down.
So offsetting in the skirmish. Illegal contact. 2nd and 7.
Ready? We hit!
Franklin swinging it out. look to 19.
Well, this is a long throw out to the wide side flat. And S.J. Green has time to kind of take a peek. He knows the defender is coming in pursuit on his hip, so he's basically, as the ball is in the air, he's kind of setting up the move knowing he's going to jam on the brakes and duck underneath to turn it upfield.
3 catches, 52 for Solomon Jr. Green.
Ready?
Little fake in the backfield. First catch tonight from Armani Edwards. Been one of the healthiest Argos this year.
5 more.
Minimal gain.
The Argos have relied so heavily on Edwards.
We got whip, go right, 354 Haas, W deep stick, S flat, Z bump torque on 1, ready?
Relying heavily on the slot backs, Edwards and Green this season. So many other changes to that offensive unit this year.
Throwing again. And shot down. Richard Leonard makes a big play on the far side. Bring down Brandon Burks out of the backfield. That'll bring out the punt team.
Yeah, working to that wide side flat. Use the speed of Burks to get him out. Richard Leonard spots that and comes off his man to make the play.
Zach Medeiros, who's handling the punting tonight with Drew Brown doing the kicking. Williams has the edge. And he's going the distance. Frankie Williams all the way, but a flag is down. 2 flags are down, and I wouldn't celebrate too soon, Frankie. Spectacular run is coming back. Williams, who returned one earlier this year for a touchdown, had a lot of daylight, but it was afforded because of a penalty on the return.
Couple of flags thrown on the play.
Return, illegal block, Hamilton number 33. That penalty will be accepted. Also, holding Hamilton number 44, that penalty is declined. First down, Hamilton.
So instead of 7, Cats have almost 100 yards to get back to the end zone.
Keep an eye on Terrell Davis. Right at the top of your screen. He was called for the block on the long snapper, caught Jake Reinhardt the back of the shoulder. That's the illegal block.
Jeremiah. Incomplete.
Now, you heard Mark Trestman talking during the last Hamilton offensive series about wanting to turn the field, meaning getting that field position to where the other team has long fields, you have short fields.
Back there to catch it? Right now, I got Mario's back there right now. Okay. We're rotating likely in Mario. What about not Carter? Duran? You want Duran in a rouge? This ain't a rouge scenario. It's not a rouge. No, this is a beautiful. Do what you think is best. Do what's best. That's right. Claude's right.
They're already
Pyle,
thinking
32 Dallas Canine. Beta,
for the third down play and putting Duran Carter or Mario Alford back there. But they need a stop here on second down.
Ready, set, hut.
There's that draw again. It's been a good weapon. So now let's see who they bring back.
It's going to be Alford. So that's the defensive stop that Mark Trestman was looking for, and an opportunity to now finally give his offense with James Franklin at the helm. A short field. That's the first 2 and out of the ball game defensively for the Argo D.
Well, we've got lots of offense here tonight. We've got one team.
So the runs we have up, the crawfish
looking to play spoiler.
Can we just
like nothing better to spoil the guys down the freeway. Alford good starting point, though, for James Franklin. One of their best of the night so far. Inside the 3-minute warning, we'll step aside and come back to BMO Field tonight, where we've got a shootout going. James Franklin trying to bring his Argos back into it.
In the northwest corner of BMO Field, down near field level, Rod Smith and the guys getting set for halftime, 3 minutes away. We'll have thoughts on this game. On what on earth is Milt doing? He's just staying warm, folks. That and a nice hot cup of coffee. Also about tomorrow's triple header and big playoff ramifications in the West, and also Ottawa Red Blacks in Edmonton. That's critical for Hamilton as well as we go back upstairs to Rod and Dwayne.
Milt's doing the Fortnite dances with the rest of the crowd here tonight. On this Friday night, as Franklin is sacked by Nikita Whitlock. That's 3 Hamilton sacks tonight. For a team that is second last in sacks in the CFL.
Nikita Whitlock is usually part of that D-line rotation. Getting some more snaps in there at D-tackle tonight with Jason Neal out of the lineup for the second straight game.
Argos trying to prevent a 2-and-out themselves. Defenses start to tighten the screws here. Franklin, deep ball, and batted away. Welcome to Bro Island. Delvin Bro swats that away. And will swipe away the Argos on this series.
Bro once again ends up matched up, this time into the boundary with S.J. Green. Green has a step. Nice recovery, nice tracking of the football by Bro.
That's why he was so loved in the NFL with the New Orleans Saints. Frankie Williams maybe tries this again. Look at him. Zigging and zagging up near the 53-yard line. Good field position for Jeremiah Masoli, and a 2-minute offense before halftime. Well, Week 18 continues tomorrow. Shaw Road to the Grey Cup. Triple header. Rough Riders and Blue Bombers battle in the prairies. Then it's the Red Blacks who are watching this one tonight against the Eskimos. Trying to end a slump, and the BC Lions and the Calgary Stampeders. What a fight it is in the West. That's a triple header tomorrow. Friday night in Toronto. Go! Cats and Argos. 17-10 lead. Hamilton. John White.
Got one.
Rumbles down for 11 yards. Frank Beltre was able to chase him down and bring him down.
We good? We already here.
You're going to see the rookie Darius Sirocco once again. He's the pulling guard. He's got the kick out on the end. John White turns it up inside. Follow your blocker, make the read. He kicks out. You turn it up.
Go, ready! Ready, set, hut!
From the Toronto 46. Remember, the Cats have the wind here, although the wind has started to die down. It was blowing early. Big second down here.
Big play, big play. Toro quads right, 91, X take 2, F cutter, Z whip, beta, ready?
Don't you love Speedy the way he just chirps in there?
Same thing, go, ready!
Argos need a stop. Speedy B wants a first down. Pocket closes and down goes Masoli. First Argonaut sack of the night. They were coming with some heat. Masoli was smothered.
Well, you've seen the Argos often in this ball game, bringing just 3 guys here. They turn the dogs loose. Down goes Masoli. Troy Davis and Jeff Knox, part of the swarm that brought down the Ticat QB.
So now Duron Carter is back. The Swiss Army knife of the Canadian Football League can do it all. Seen him play DB. He's had a pick 6. Outstanding receiver and returner. Did that in Montreal. Saskatchewan. He's going to let this bounce. And will give up a point. 30 seconds to go. They'll get the ball the 35-yard line. A big boot that time by Lirim Hajrullahu. So now Duran was letting the clock tick down, but could they have used those valuable seconds to maybe put something in field goal position, unless they're taking a knee here?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he was given.
Spread right 44 brick. Burks, you better burst this. Let's go spread right 44 brick on 1. Ready?
Instructions in that situation, you would think, but you know, at the same time, a little surprising given how little time is left to see them give up the single instead of fielding it.
We know how these points work. Well, you have to do the math later in the ball game and realize, you know what, that single, that rouge, actually was really important. Second and 5.
All right, here we go. Look, we got quads right, 44 same, X hack, R Rambo on 1. Ready?
Franklin needs to get this about 25 to 30 yards to get this in field goal position. They're going to keep it on the turf. So all of that is inconsequential. They'll wind this clock right down to zeros here, and the Cats will have an 8-point lead heading to the locker room.
Rather than risk the kick, you hear Mark Trestman sending in his big team. Just max protect, let those 2 seconds tick off and take a knee.
Well, the Toronto Argonauts were answering the first swings for the most part. But they trail at the half. Done a lot of that this season. Cats, led by Masoli, Banks, and Tasker, have an 18-10 lead as we send it down to Rod Smith.
Thank you, Rod. Back with Jock Climby and Henry Burris and Milt Stegall. The Ticats have never trailed in this game, but I guess you give the Argos some credit here, Jock, for a team that already been eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, I was down on the sidelines in that first half and really enjoying it down there. This is not a football team that's acting like they're out of it. In fact, the playoff intensity is on the sideline, believe it or not. They are into it, and different reasons why they might be, right? I mean, guys playing for jobs and pride. They don't want to finish the season with three wins, but how about James Franklin? He's got a reason to play. This guy's playing for next year and a chance to lead this team and be a starter, and I was really impressed with how he played. He looked like he knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, especially in the first quarter. This was his best throw of the game. That was 2nd and 20, and wow, he stepped back and he just timed it beautifully. SJ took a whack over the middle, but that was his best throw. That was a veteran throw on 2nd and 20. You know there's not many plays in the playbook for that situation.
Oh, you're right about that. A coach can't draw up those type of plays, but the thing I love about what they're doing on offense is they're spreading the ball around, but getting the ball to their playmakers. That kid, Brandon Burks, he's looking awfully sharp right there, guys, because that's one guy who can take a flat route and turn it into a 20-yard gain. And, of course, right now he has over 70 total yards and a touchdown. I can tell you, this kid right here, he's got a bright future. Getting the ball to him against a linebacker is a mismatch, as they were able to do there against Dean. But this kid, I tell you right now, is a bright future. With a guy like JWJ on the sideline, who costs a lot more money than Brandon Burks does, you got to ask that question. What does the future hold for a kid like this if he continues to play the way he's been playing over this final part of the season?
And you think about these Hamilton Tiger Cats, they know what they're playing for. They knew it was going to be a tough game. And you think about their #1 player, of course, is Jeremiah Mazzola, and he's the front runner for the Eastern nominee for MOP. But the second guy is Brandon Banks. And if not for Jeremiah Masoli, he is the front runner. You think about what he's done all year long. Of course, he had a great game, great catch in this game. Very few people are going to make this catch. That's when you're focused, when you're not worried about the goalpost. But just over the course of the year, middle of last year, he was implemented back into the offense. Jones says, why is this guy not on the field with all this speed? And Henry, you know him, when he first came in the league, he had to develop into a receiver. He was basically a returner. Well, he's not only developed into a receiver, but he's developing to maybe the best receiver in the CFL.
I want to know if this guy's ever led a receiver into the goalposts.
No, I took care of my quarterback.
I don't think Masoli meant to do that.
No, he didn't.
I don't think so. I think Brandon's going to take it. It was a touchdown. So
that never happened to me in my career.
Never happened to me.
I'm not sure I've seen a guy take a bigger hit from a goalpost. That was a heck of a catch.
You never tried to, but that definitely, it happens sometimes. But he popped up there the smallest guy on the field like it never happened.
Yeah. Well, he ended up making it look good, and the Ticats have the lead. If they win, they'd move into a tie with Ottawa for first in the East. But the Red Blacks play tomorrow. A big day in the CFL tomorrow with a triple header, and all have big playoff implications. We're going to talk about it when we come back. Friday Night Football from BMO Field in Toronto.
The collision of the QEW under the Friday night lights.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Have a day, bro.
Masoli slinging it. What a grab by Jones. Masoli has his man and has the touchdown. Brandon Banks, touchdown, goal post, and a souvenir for his son.
Big day tomorrow in the CFL with a triple header. You have 9 hours of football. You can sit around and watch us all day. It starts with the Riders and the Bombers. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern time, followed by the Red Blacks and the Eskimos. And then the Lions of the Stampeders and Wally Buono's final game at McMahon Stadium, where he coached for so many years and had so much success with both Calgary and then going on to BC. But it's a big game, Henry, and especially the playoff positioning in the West.
Oh, you're right about that. It's critical. This is a critical time of the year. There's a lot of teams out there that are trying to get in the best position possible, in some cases pole position. But my focus is on that Ottawa Red Black Edmonton Eskimo game, because you got two teams right now that are dealing with a delicate position right now, because Ottawa, coming off their third straight loss after a bye, they cannot start that slippery slope right now, because we know Hamilton is hot on their tails right now. Of course, they have the lead here against Toronto with two big matchups to come in Ottawa next week, the 19th and the 27th, back-to-back games against Hamilton, which will decide. And we know, guys, with Mike Riley at the helm, Edmonton can find a way to recover. So for the Red Blacks, this could be one of those games they can't overlook. Looking forward to Hamilton, because Edmonton can quickly get it back and get a win going and get ready for the playoffs with a guy like Mike Riley.
Yeah, great storyline there. See if Edmonton rebound. I'm also excited to see Saskatchewan and Winnipeg. I mean, a month ago we were talking like the Bombers were out of it. This was a team that we were all just dead and gone. Now they've won 3 in a row. Can they keep that going? And the Saskatchewan. I mean, Calgary's got some injury problems.
Yeah.
They are looking vulnerable.
Right.
Saskatchewan, if they're going to make a move, it starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how that game unfolds, as well as how Calgary's going to do with that depleted core.
Lule is back. Will they be able to take advantage of the Calgary Stampeders with that depleted receiving core? They still have Bo Levi Mitchell in that defense, so we'll see what they can do against these Stampeders.
BC and Edmonton tied for the final playoff spot in the West. BC is a game in hand, and those two teams meet in Vancouver next week, the Eskimos and the Lions. Be absolutely huge. Huge half for a few players, including Brendan Banks. Hamilton leads. Ticats lead the Argos by 8 at the half. Here's Henry with the stats.
Hey, Rod, thank you. It's been an evenly balanced game, as you can see right now. Hamilton is really taking off in the passing game. But this has been a big game about the big plays. And as you can see at the bottom, Brandon Banks, 3 catches, 76 yards. But it's raining, guys. The running game's got to pick it up in the second half.
Here is Speedy B with Matthew Shinetti.
Brandon, I know you've taken a few hits in your career. How did it feel to get hit by something that doesn't move?
Man, it definitely shocked me. I didn't think I was about to get hit, man. That goalpost definitely didn't move. Definitely knocked a little bit of wind out of me, but I had to get back up.
Listen, this is a big game in the context of what's going on in the East right now. Take us through the adjustments and the mental focus that has to happen in the locker room for the second half.
We got just penalties. I think the penalties is hurting us real bad. And just keep execution and doing what we do best.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Halftime, and some students at Ryerson University are kicking for their tuition. A 40-yarder, guys. if they make it, if they could make it, they'd get their tuition paid. How about this chance? From 40? Oh, boy.
Just a bit outside.
Better luck in the classroom, but you're going to have to pay. Halftime at BMO Field in Toronto. Ticats 18, Argos 10. We'll be back.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Seen some great plays, listened to some great sounds. Now it's raining in Toronto. Here's S.J. Green with Matthew Shinetti.
S.J., you're a man of pride who also leads by example. 2 big catches in the first half. What do you hope your teammates do in terms of moving the ball downfield in the second half?
I just hope we continue to move the ball downfield and capitalize on the field position. When we flip the field, we need to try to get scores, and our defense needs to just try to get off the field on second down and give us a chance to win this game.
In terms of James Franklin, he comes back into the offense. What do you hope to see out of him in the second half?
Just keep moving the ball, keep making his throws, and keep going through his reads, man. Just put us in position to score and ultimately win the game.
Appreciate this.
Thank you.
S.J. Green, the highlight machine, couple of big catches, and you saw the precipitation, rain coming in on a cool night near the lake at BMO Field, which has been kind to the Argos this year. They're 3-4 at home, 0-7 on the road, but of their 3 wins, 3 of the 7 home games they played, they've all been decided by 1 point. We might be headed in that direction here tonight. It's a very close ball game.
Yeah, and these teams, oddly enough, have played pretty close games through this 2018 regular season, despite their very different overall records.
Cats ran out of gas. So the Argos ran out of gas in those 2 meetings. The Cats ending up winning both Labor Day game and the rematch, 42-28 and 36-25. Wes Likely looking for a gap, and the Argos bring their offense on the field.
James Franklin. Heard the fellas talking about him at halftime. Looking confident, decisive back there in the pocket. He went 11 for 14 for 138 yards and a touchdown through the first 30 minutes of football. Looks like he's found himself a pretty good weapon in Brandon Burks, the man who scored for the Argos in the opening half.
Establishes with Burks again. Franklin was sacked 3 times. Most importantly, no turnovers for the Argos.
365, W Pigeon, Z Cardinal on 1, ready?
Argos minus 14 in the turnover ratio. That's dead last in the CFL.
Ready?
Giving the ball away way too much. Oh, what a great grab there. Levi Noel. We'll see where the spot is. Might be a little bit short of a first down from first glance.
Yeah, you'll see the adjustment on the fly here. Noel's expecting it. Expecting the throw to the outside as he sat down. Had to kind of torque his body back to catch it on over the inside shoulder.
They'll bring out the chain gang here. They're going to be short by how much, though? Did not exactly get a favorable spot.
Sorry, say that again, say that again.
Should be.
And they may be looking at it in command and relaying it to Al Bradbury.
I have no idea. He just said hold on.
So they are saying it is a first down, and again, the spot at first.
I have no idea what he said. That's all that matters. All right, here we go. We got Queens left tango, Z fly, 44 stone, R bang, Y Cali, Z slide, on one, ready?
So they get the first down.
We're gonna go red 31 on the, go ahead.
They go double tights. S.J. Green ran into the official. Hand off to Burks. The boys on the panel talking about Brandon Burks and what he's. There's another scrap.
S.J. Green has taken enough hits in the last couple of weeks from opposing defenders. But here he's just trying to go in motion. Finds an official in his way.
To the left, 55 Haas, Z mesh W, S flat, Y corner, X deep sit, on one, ready?
Second down, we might see S.J. here. Most targeted on second downs. Franklin looking through his reads now. He's going to take off, slide, and again it'll depend on the spot. Close to a first down. That was a good decision that time by James Franklin. Nobody was open.
Saw things open up on the left side. There's a play in the first half where he had a similar look. Things opened up a little bit, and as he rolled, he kept looking to throw, Here, I liked how he was a little more decisive and tucking that ball and turning upfield.
It will be third down. Franklin, a former Tiger from Mizzou. Played in some big bowl games, won the Cotton Bowl. He's the MVP of the Independence Bowl. Great college pedigree.
Okay.
Got some looks in the National Football League, but ended up in the CFL with Edmonton and then traded. Came to Toronto. Franklin easy, and now ball pops loose, and the Cats pick it up. Delvin Breaux. That was a bizarre play. They had Franklin by the jersey. The ball pops out, ends up in the midst of Delvin Breaux, who has his third fumble recovery. First he had the jersey, then he pops it out, then he gets the ball.
There's the man of the moment, Delvin Breaux. What looked like it was going to be a big Argo play as James Franklin almost breaks one in short yardage, turns into a turnover. Breaux is the guy who had the back of the jersey, frees up his left hand to punch the ball out. You saw him switch which hand he was holding the jersey with so he could go after the ball. And ultimately scoops it up. We've got Ticat ball at their own 42-yard line.
Don't need a mic to hear what Mark Trestman had to say there. Oh my God. Hand off to Sean Thomas Erlington.
On the ball, on the ball, on the ball.
One of the Canadian backs, the two Canadian backs they can employ.
32 Denver, 32 Denver.
Thomas Erlington and Mercer Timmis.
Stare. 32 Denver, stare, Sonic. Hey, prop.
Going for a change of pace here, no huddle.
5 receivers. Back to Thomas Erlington again. Runs into Leon Lang.
Hey, second and one. Get the first, T. Let's go. Empty. Trick right. Left. Sorry. Hey, down and distance.
Josh,
go straight.
Can I see that?
White.
So it'll be second and short yardage. Bring out Dane Evans.
You heard the coaching moment there from Jeremiah Masoli. Just reminding Sean Thomas Erlington, be aware of the situation. Second and one. Don't go east-west, just get that first down.
Looks like they're going to get the first down.
Nice job. Huddle.
Okay. 8 3-point ball
swap.
game here.
Empty trips left. Tee up, 350. Z under, backside divide. Better, ready? Z under, you got under. 50 up. Blood it, blood it, blood it. Hey, alert, Ozzy, go, ready? Ready, set, hut, hut.
Here comes the heat. And Masoli is crunched. And they threw a flag.
Bro, it's either a face mask.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Masoli may have get cranked in the
Major
helmet.
foul, roughing the passer, Toronto, number 20. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Al Bradbury had a close-up view. Cannot go helmet to helmet here.
Well, Matt Webster, the free safety, is right on the left edge of your screen. He's going to come unblocked on the blitz. He's got a free shot at Masoli. I got to tell you, I'm not crazy about the call.
Well, Masoli ducked.
Webster's just playing football. Masoli ducked. I don't know what the defender's supposed to do in that situation.
Blood, blood, go! Ready! Ready, set, hut, hut!
There's the heat again. Masoli over the top to Banks. Back now. Webster brings him down, and they'll go first down from the 25.
Jet! Hey, hockey!
Roughing the passer call is huge right now.
Let it roll. Dog, 51,
no
51.
Huddle again.
Lightning, lightning. Sonic, Sonic. Sonic, go.
Empties the backfield. Fires to Tasker. Second target of the night. Had a touchdown in the first half. Only one catch. Tasker came into tonight 84 yards short of 1,000. So big down here for the Argo D.
Empty left, empty left. Hockey, hockey, ready? Hey, Frosty, Frosty. Go, ready. Ready, set, hut, hut. Hey. Hey, 51. Blood, blood, blood. Go, ready, ready, set, hut, hut.
Now sends him out. Penalty flag. It is picked off. There is a flag down. Ronnie Yell has the ball. Argos feel they have the takeaway.
It looked like the Cats were offside.
This could be a monstrous turnover for the Argos.
Offside. Hamilton, number 16. The penalties declined. Play results in an interception. First down, Toronto.
Ricochet into the hands of Ronnie Yell for his second interception of the season. And after all that, the Argos do get it back. Big turnover. First by the Argos. Ronnie Yell, the former BC Lion, has the pick, and with more on his story, let's go down to Matthew Shinetti.
You know, Rod, incidentally, who was Ronnie Yell defending on that play? It was Brandon Banks. And yesterday when we spoke to Yell, he was very effusive when talking about the connection between Brandon Banks and Jeremiah Masoli, so much so that he said when you're guarding and defending guys like that, you have to raise your own game. And he pointed in particular the way that Brandon Banks went. Jeremiah Masoli breaks off and breaks contain, that he can go ahead. Brandon Banks, I mean, to go ahead and get underneath coverage, and Yell just said he was going to raise the level of what he was doing to counteract whatever Banks and Masoli were doing. And there you see there, preparation paid off, guys.
Again, the team last in the CFL in takeaways, just 22 on the season. Trying to put some points on the board after that. This could be picked. Right back. Incomplete, they're saying. Richard Leonard felt he had it. June Jones, you can hear him maybe thinking about looking up and seeing if this is challengeable. Did it hit the turf?
Take a closer look off the outstretched hand of S.J. Green.
Yeah, it's not a pick. Not even Richard.
Not even close.
Not even close.
775.
Save your challenge, June. Second and 10. Argos have the wind. Four-man rush. Franklin stepping up, and that ball was altered in the backfield. As he was trying to throw big Ted Laurent, the nose tackle. Got his big paw on him.
Well, tough to get much on your throw when you've got a 300-pound man hanging from your arm. Ted Laurent's right in the middle of that defense as usual.
You can pump that next level.
Grizzly bear grabbing you. Should be a short field for the Cats. Frankie Williams bobbles it. He's able to get it back. Cats will start at the Toronto 50. Ted Laurent with the pressure. Results in a quick 2-and-out for the Toronto Argonauts. Great triple header on TSN tomorrow, and tune in at halftime of the Eskimos Red Blacks game as we reveal our top 4 finalists for Kraft Heinz Project Play. One community will win a $250,000 upgrade for their recreational facility. That's tomorrow, halftime of the Eskimos Red Blacks game. Red Blacks watching this one closely. Have their pom-poms on tonight for the Argos. Hamilton trying to surge closer. Oh, what a move by John White. Ball's loose. The Argos think they have it. Good job, boys. Suddenly, Cats are saying that John White's knee was down, but maybe this rain, this moisture, starting to make security a little tough with the football. Here's White.
Another look right here.
Like he might have been down.
Yeah, this is going to be real close. You can slow it down as he's on his way down.
Oh boy.
And there might just be about a sheet of paper thickness of air between his knee and the grass when that ball comes out.
Ruling is the Cats got it back though. Masoli on second and short. Goes throwing again for Brandon Banks. Penalty flag down as Banks was hauled down vigorously. 18-yard reception. They might add to this.
Next play, next play, next play, next play, next play.
After the play, major foul. Toronto number 25. Half distance to goal. Automatic first down.
That horse collar headlock on Brandon Banks.
Now let's go.
Here we go, trade left, 91, mesh. Hey, sock special. Beta, ready? Yes.
Ronnie Yellow already made a big play on an interception.
Left, left, left. Go, ready. Ready, set, hot.
Pats threatening the end zone again. Masoli near side to Banks. Near the first down marker, they can take it to the 3 and go first and goal. Second and short.
Come on, let's get off the field. Let's get off the field right now. Let's get off.
Hey, Toro trips left. Toro trips left. 50, T-swing, Z under, backside divide.
Trestman desperately hoping for a turnover here. I'm saying let's get off the field. Trying to avoid this becoming a 2-score game.
Soli's going to throw. End zone touchdown, Tasker again. Nobody around Luke Tasker. Cats fans loving it. Just 2 catches for Tasker tonight, both on short touchdown tosses from Jeremiah Masoli.
Masoli had pressure closing on him in the pocket. But keep an eye on the back of the end zone, right down the pipe. Absolutely nobody with Tasker. The way Toronto lined up, they only had 2 defenders to their 3 receiver side, and nobody taking care of the middle.
Two-possession ball game now. It was so tight early on. Cats starting to sprint away now, and the Argos, they need to pull together, rally back. Luke Tasker, 2 tonight for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, 8 on the season. Luke Tasker, just 10 yards receiving tonight. 2 catches, making the most of it.
He's
40.
Very efficient tonight. Making the most of every one. That time Tasker left all alone. Clearly a breakdown in communication and consequently in coverage for the Toronto Argonauts.
Rain pelting down here on this Friday night. Argos down 15 now. Sneaking up the middle is Wes Likely up near the 40.
Luke Tasker that time lines up as the number 3 receiver. You've got a couple options to take him. Either the weak side linebacker can take him, the safety can come over and take him. The fact is there are 2 receivers already that side, only 2 defenders. Nobody goes with the number 3 receiver. 2 guys go to the field with the running back. Luke Tasker ends up wide open in the back of the end zone.
James Franklin surveys once more. Pulls it back. Hasn't had too many overthrows tonight, but Hamilton pressure is getting to him.
So I got 350 Z under T flat.
That rain making it hard for June Jones.
We got fit, zip, weak right, 65, Y square, X Burbank on 1, ready?
Keep it dry. 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
Ready, we hit.
Franklin throws a dart, but on second down, that just will only pick up 4 yards or so. And once again, the kick team will have to come out. Miles White with his first catch of the night. The feeling the Argos running out of gas here. Zach Medeiros. Frankie Williams still fighting away up to the 30-yard line.
Commentator Outdoor Clothing is brought to you by Nobis. This is Nobis.
Well, it's October weather. Beautiful day in Toronto yesterday. Upwards of 20 degrees Celsius. Cooler today.
Opposite left, 34 Miami. Everyone has lightning. Beta, ready?
You don't think about winter, though. You think about playoffs.
That's playoff weather.
Oh, this might be a tough one.
Double tight end set.
Ready, set, hot, hot.
Buren has his third catch in his first game. Played in one preseason game for the Cats. He's contributed tonight. First down, Cats.
Trips right. 35 Tampa stare. Lightning Beta, ready?
Justin Buren grew up idolizing G. Roy Simon, inspired by him on the West Coast. Good guy to look up to.
Solid 2-3, go, ready!
Over the top, Tasker.
No, you good, bro. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I know that was fair, bro.
You know we be.
Troy Davis and Jeremiah Masoli at each other, good-naturedly.
Toro quad right. 91 X Tech 2 F cutter Z whip Beta, ready? Let's go, let's go. Go, ready. Ready, set, hot, hot.
Soli from the pocket again, and complete again. He avoids a sack, finds his safety valve, Speedy B once more. Jeremiah Masoli's ability to improvise and extend plays serves the Cats well.
Yeah, just a little shuffle to his left as he saw the pocket starting to collapse. See a little hop, he knows it's coming. Just to buy just enough time to make that throw.
7 catches, 40, 139 for Brandon Banks in the ballgame. We're still in the third quarter. Masoli looking again, this time for Tasker. Can go to the end zone. Touchdown! Ticats!
Luke Tasker is 3 for 3.
Good job, fellas. Good job, buddy.
The hat trick for Tasker. 48-yarder. Jeremiah Masoli now putting on a clinic.
Well, this dynamic duo, we call them the Argo Killers as they put up big numbers against Toronto, but these guys have been doing it to every team in the league since they ended up in the starting lineup together halfway through last season.
So what once was a tie ball game at 10, Cats have scored 21, maybe 22. Missed it. 21 unanswered. That's the only blemish tonight. They did it quickly, and Tasker finishing off an impressive drive.
Taking just 4 plays to cover 80 yards. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Suddenly it's a 3-touchdown lead for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Rather disturbing trend for the Argos against the Cats. This is what's happened in the previous 2 games. Close games, and then the Cats break it open.
Yeah, you're going to see Luke Tasker lines up as the number 4. Receiver catches the defender flat-footed as he heads to the corner. Well-timed, well-placed throw. Jeremiah Masoli and Tasker is off to the races.
Jeremiah Masoli away from the field. Very soft-spoken. Hear him in the huddle, you hear that leadership. He's got a little bit of swagger on there as well, especially when you're leading. Will Likely once more. Likely out of bounds. Chased down by the other returner, Frankie Williams. So the Argos have a big, big mountain to climb here tonight.
All right.
Now 3 possessions.
You get a turn here.
Again, everything about these last few weeks of the season for the Toronto Argonauts.
Hack on 1, ready?
It's about finding out what some of these guys are made of. Not much to play for in a tough situation.
Argos need a big play. Team bereft of big plays in the season. They are dead last in runs over 20 yards, throws over 30 yards. There's a big play guy. Biggest play in the ball game. 27 yards, that screen pass to Brandon Burks that went for a touchdown. There's Burks.
Okay, Burks. Nice job, Burks.
Well, Brandon Burks is a guy who's been waiting for his opportunity to see some regular playing time in this lineup.
All right. We got Rip, quads right, 45 George, W Money Z Prick on 1, ready?
Ron Carter.
I think Carter caught Franklin's first pass of the ball game, but he's been quiet ever since.
Franklin pulled it back, and now S.J. Green splits away, and S.J. Green down near the 30, and there's the Argos' biggest offensive play from their biggest offensive weapon. James Franklin called them wheels.
Monster big team.
Well, No question, S.J. Green is the go-to guy and the catalyst offensively for the Toronto Argonauts. Terrific effort after the catch here. He gets a nice block from Armani Edwards right there. It allows him to take it up the middle of the field.
Again, pulling it back. Franklin rolling. And S.J. There is something you do not see every day. In fact, you rarely ever see. And S.J. Green might have been affected a little bit by the weather, might have been affected by the fact he wanted to run, but he will not use an excuse.
Yeah, in this position, I think the ball got in there and caught him on the hip. Slipped through the hands. Popped out.
Hey, week 65. Swipe hawk on one, ready? Yeah.
Even the greatest can have their bad moments. Might see S.J. back here again on second down. Here they go over the top. And why wouldn't you go right back to Captain Clutch?
Yeah, part of being a veteran guy leading by example, you got to shake it off instead of hanging your head. That's exactly what S.J. Green does. Comes back with a big play on the very next snap.
Likely
75Z, go for Argonauts, Reno, X-Lincoln on
the
one.
final play of the third quarter, barring penalty. Argos down 3 possessions. Their wins this year, they've come back in every game. They're going to have to come back large here. Franklin humming one, incomplete for Armani Edwards. And into coverage in the end zone. It'll be second down. Teams will change sides here. Argos need to score in a hurry and need more. Hamilton Tiger Cats 15 minutes away from making it an all-tie on top of the CFL East. Luke Tasker's hat trick night on Friday Night Football.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Toronto Argonauts threatening on this drive, need to score here. Game that suddenly got out of hand. The Hamilton Tiger Cats pulling away. It's been Luke Tasker night. And not to be forgotten what Jeremiah Masoli and that Hamilton offense is doing. And it seems every time they played the Argos this year in this rivalry matchup, Argos get close, Cats pull away.
Yeah, and the Cats really did in that third quarter, and it was the same three-headed monster killing them. Masoli and his 2 favorite targets, Banks and Tasker. Banks, of course, the favorite receiver. He's over 100 yards yet again. Luke Tasker, I think, must have told Jeremiah Masoli, don't bother throwing it to me unless you're going to get me a touchdown this week.
James Franklin needs that same kind of mojo right here. On second down. It'll be third down. Will they bring out Drew Brown? They will, so they'll go for the points. The crowd wants them to bring their offense out, go for the touchdown.
Now, it looked like Levi Noel checks in protection, then kind of sits down underneath. Now, I'm not sure he had many options other than Green in the end zone. That throw just got away to the outside.
Let's go, O.
CFL debut tonight for 23-year-old Drew Brown, the former University of Nebraska kicker. Buries it, 2 for 2. Well, every week we turn the mics up on CFL Wired.
You've been on the bench press, I can tell. I don't know if you've been squatting or not.
I'm the one who taught Doja how to play safety, all right? I gave him hands. This is my son.
I really want to punch you in the face, but I'm not. Yeah. All right, good. Because I know I'd win that fight. I know I would.
CFL Wired. Sometimes CFL Weird, too. Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on TSN 1 and 5. So Drew Brown kicks another field goal, 31-13. Fourth quarter here. Ottawa Red Blacks playing in Edmonton tomorrow.
Go, Red 8! Red 8 said hot!
Could have some company atop the East making that game important and then making the next 2 weeks ultimately important.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, June Jones has suggested the Tiger Cats can't be guilty of looking ahead, nor can the Red Blacks, who play tomorrow.
You can't help but look ahead.
Yeah, I mean, those dates are circled on both teams' calendars, no question.
Ultimately decide first in the East. First in the East, you get the bye.
2-3 solid. Easy, easy. Go, ready. Ready, set, hut, hut.
Here comes the blitz. And Masoli adeptly was able to find Buren.
Welcome back to the league, dog.
Jeremiah Masoli short of the first down.
This is important.
Jeremiah Masoli is nowhere near that guy that
that would have popped if I handed it.
Talked to her.
If I handed it there? I didn't. I was looking at
the media talks to every week. If you just listen to him on the mic. Talkative guy. Funny guy. Will likely down at the 25. Argos trying to mount a big comeback here again, but it's not going to be easy against Masoli and company.
The Argos are rolling again.
We all live for moments of greatness. Those moments can only be achieved when we pull together.
Boatmen need to pull together in a big way here tonight. Lots of time left. Haven't had many big plays. Incomplete. Carriel Brooks watching Brandon Burks, who watched in one hop. Too much Hamilton D right now.
I'm not sure.
Hey, two back.
Fourth quarter, with Toronto trailing by 18, I'm not sure how much the Ticats bought into the play action. Fake on that play. They're thinking pass
55 Hawks,
all the way.
Z Gopher, S diagonal, W nuts, Reno, X Lincoln on one. Ready?
James Franklin tonight got off to a hot start.
Ladies, we hit.
It was cooled down over the top. Oh, and it is picked up. Carriel Brooks pitching to Don Unamba. Ill-advised toss over the middle. The Cats, the Ball Hawks, take an objectionable conduct penalty, but they'll get the interception. And a big takeaway here in the fourth. Carriel Brooks, fourth pick of the season.
This is just a great athletic play by Brooks.
One airborne. Throw on which Franklin would like to have a little more air on that one.
Their celebration afterwards elicits an objectionable conduct penalty. And that likely is the reason. Any simulation of weapons or anything like that, we've seen it the last few weeks. They are going to flag you. Celebrate as much as you want. Just can't be anything untoward.
Keep it peaceful.
Mike, win on the post. Go, ready, ready, set, hut, hut.
Masoli looking to capitalize right away. Stretching it up far sideline. Luke Tasker inching closer to 1,000 on the season. What a night for Luke, though. 3 touchdown catches.
Toro trips right. Toro, trips right. 51, T swing, X under, divide. Beta, ready? Hey, go special. Special. 51. What you got, Mike?
21 yards away.
Go. Red,
Solely looked one way, goes the other, Brandon Banks tripped up. Otherwise, he would have his second touchdown of the night. Amazing to think what Banks and Tasker have done considering all of the injuries. Two-man wrecking crew.
Banks just with a knack for finding the open space. And gets him behind the corner, Marcus Roberson.
Hey, send Trader right.
Slowly drops it in over top.
Back in the red zone. Yeah! Chance to put this one out of sight.
Go, ready! Ready, set, hot, hot!
Somehow from behind. Troy Davis able to get him by the shoe top. No Jalen Saunders, no Chris Williams, no Terrence Tolliver. But you have Luke Tasker and Brandon Banks, and they have absolutely killed the Argos.
Oh, they sure have. You look at the numbers right there. 42 catches between them in 3 games. 10 touchdowns.
Oh. It's a season's work for some players.
Go, ready! Ready,
not done here tonight either. Setting up the screen for John White. That will bring out the kick team, though, Lirim Hairelahu.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
Chance to restore the 21-point advantage.
We make one guy miss. I know.
Do we go try to get a return? What do you think? We need an explosion somewhere. No. Okay.
Mark Trestman said yesterday that's one thing they need. They just need big plays. Haven't had enough of them, and frustration mounts. 27-yarder for the former Argos. Straight up, straight through. 3-possession ball game in favor of the Cats of Friday Night Football.
Let me give it to you. What hand? Left.
Hamilton Tiger Cats. All smiles this season. Not so much last year. Tale of 2 cities this year. Argos went on to win the Grey Cup, of course. Cats missed the playoffs. This year, the Argos missed the playoffs. The Cats hope to replicate that march to the Grey Cup game. Lots of football, though, to go in the rest of this season. Where the Cats will end up.
Nice job, Ron. We got zip, weak right 12, Z smack, X laser on 1. Ready?
Of course, a crossover existing in the East.
Ready?
Desperately miss Ricky Ray this year. Ron Carter crunched. 2nd down. Be 3rd and short. We're going to bring out the big bodies here. It's 3rd and about 2 yards to go. Got to do something here.
Or whatever other one you want to call. Whatever you feel good about. You'll be on the, it's a 29.
James Franklin needs to take this to the 45. And trying to extend there. I'm not sure.
Let's go.
It's going to be all about the spot. Had to get to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it didn't look like he got there that time.
Light him up, coach.
Based on that foot, that spot, it'll be a turnover on downs. Did not look good right from the get-go.
Ticats were very stout. Larry Dean
played Superman, flying over top.
The guys in front of him did a terrific job holding their ground.
Man in black likes it.
Sir, defensive coordinator Jerry Glanville.
He was an NFL legend, comes north this year. His buddy June Jones. Keep it on the ground, and Sean Thomas Erlington, 4 yards. May get to a point again where June Jones will bring in Dane Evans and maybe use some of his extra bodies here, because the next 2 weeks are going to be paramount.
Prop. Trips left, 390 prop, white levels, beta, ready? Mike, let's go, Mike. Mike.
Yeah, a combination of keeping starters healthy, keeping them as fresh as you can down the stretch, but also making sure some of those other guys are ready to play in case he suffered an injury late in the season.
Soley down the rail. It is picked off. Marcus Roberson. Soley throws a pick. I wonder if he might be done for the night too, though, with a big lead.
Roberson had excellent position and coverage. It's a matchup you see at the bottom of the screen between he and Mike Jones. Masoli thinks he can lead his receiver on that one, but Roberson is right in that hip pocket.
Fifth turnover of the night. Roberson, first CFL interception. None of the turnovers have resulted in points, though. Armani Edwards near the first down marker. Clock ticks under 6. Only the second catch for Edwards.
Well, as we talk about the Ticats maybe trying to get a little bit of a break for some of their starters, you see Josh Johnson has come in at the boundary corner for Delvin Breaux. A guy who may be talked about a little bit among the top defensive players. Come awards time.
Flags everywhere. There's a flag on the far side. There's a flag in the backfield. There's a flag on the near side. This could be one of the longest announcements ever.
Holy and then pass interference.
There's a hold. There's a pass interference, it looks like. Regardless, it looks like all of that is coming back.
I think it's holding here, and then we got pass interference down there.
So what does that mean?
So we're probably going to balance at the PLS, line of scrimmage.
Put this on the goal line. Got it.
Holding, Toronto, number 57. Defensive pass interference, Hamilton, number 1. These penalties will offset. Replay the down.
There's actually a third flag on the field. The left guard, Tyler Holmes, flagged for the hold. So he's trying to deal with Tedler on the inside. Got S.J. Green outside the hash marks going deep. That's your PI.
Doc, on one, ready?
Takes the catch off the board. Most importantly, the real estate acquisition. That was a lot of yardage. Evaporated. Franklin has to step up and sandwiched just at the line of scrimmage.
Nice play.
Avoids a sack, but only picks up a half yard.
Found a lower price on tires? We'll match it, guaranteed.
Here we go. We got go right yak, 754 Haas, wide search switch, Z nudge flat on 1. Ready?
Second down.
754 Haas.
Argos down 21.
Ready?
Deep drop for Franklin. Can't find anybody again. Now tries to throw it out of bounds. Might have been thinking about floating one over the top on the rail here, but it's going to be third down.
Yeah, and Argos going to leave the offense out there as it's
to keep the safety.
now or never.
I thought for sure he'd be on top. Like a single.
What are they going to do? They're run the ball on us and.
Here we go. We got courts right, 77 bomber switch burst on 1. Ready?
Argo team that looks like it's going to fall to 3 and 12.
Ready?
Franklin into coverage, and they're throwing a late flag. Near side judge. Looks like it might be going against the Argos. Official signal to Toronto. They have got that wrong. It's going against Hamilton.
Defensive pass interference. Hamilton, number 25. Automatic first down at the point of foul.
Ooh, going for the ball.
So the Argos get a break.
Well, keep an eye on Deron Carter right on the hash mark. So they had the wrong receiver.
Brandon Burks, clock ticks to 4. Ball is loose. Whistle had blown. Argos next week will welcome the Alouettes in. The cellar dwellers in the East, non-playoff teams will hook up here. A week from tonight, partner, we're at TD Place in Ottawa.
Robin, buck.
It's going to be like a playoff game.
Hope so.
Before the playoffs. Yes, the Argos can pull out a few rabbits here. 11-yard pickup.
The Argos demonstrating that if they're going to go down, they're going to go down fighting.
All right, Burks. Let's go.
SJ, 6 catches, 117 on the night. Get a breather here.
Should I put Dane in?
Not heard a lot from Deron Carter tonight. Franklin to muscle that ball into Armani Edwards. Clock drains down to the 3-minute warning. The Hamilton Tiger Cats are going to pick up their 8th win of the season. .251 to go. Here is our Shaw connections of the game.
As Jeremiah Masoli has had a very good connection going tonight. To no one's surprise with Luke Tasker. I think Tasker has 4 catches, 3 of them going for touchdowns. Making the most of his action tonight.
Congratulations. Mr. Hat Trick tonight. And again, it's been he and Brandon Banks. That 1-2 punch. Declan crossed. Launches that one. Boy, fame is fleeting in the Canadian Football League, isn't it? One year you're on the top, the summit, you win the Grey Cup, and the next year you're struggling. You can't make the playoffs.
65,
I mean, a number of factors have made this a very different Toronto Argonaut team. You know, obviously much has been said about losing Ricky Ray and the impact of that. I think losing Liram Hairolahu has hurt them as well. you've got a drastically different defense. As we said off the top, Cleon Lang is the only guy who started in last year's Grey Cup who's starting on defense for the Argos tonight. Bear Woods, Marcus Ball, Cassius Vaughn, all missing significant time this season.
All significant players.
From that linebacking core. The secondary has been a revolving door. You know, quite frankly, not having the pass rush that guys like Sean Lemon, Victor Butler, and Dylan Wynn supplied last year has impacted them.
Especially Butler. Remember when he was on fire there for a while.
You know, I mean, without Ricky Ray, I think teams have been able to key on James Wilder, which has limited a lot of what they've been able to do on offense.
Go! Green 8! Green 8! High! That's it.
And it can turn the other way. The script can be flipped the other way. And we saw signs of that last year. Hamilton Tiger Cats were 0-8 to start. Didn't make the playoffs, but look what they've done this year.
If there is a league in which you can make a quick turnaround, I do believe it's the Canadian Football League.
And of course, Jeremiah Masoli has been such a difference maker down the road.
After the play, objectionable conduct, Hamilton, number 28, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
Masoli on the sideline right now, but with more, here's Matthew.
Maybe add another word to the way Masoli has played, Rod, this season, and that's consistent. When you take a look at what happened to both Bo Levi Mitchell and Mike Riley last week in the conversation for MOP, well, it's starting to bubble up for Jeremiah Masoli, and when we talked to him before the game, he kind of smirked and said, I'm hearing the talk, but what matters to me, obviously, are the wins, and the fact is, when you talk to his teammates, the only thing they discuss is 3 words, MOP. Masoli, though, he kind of smirks and says, right now, I just want to win. But all the other honors are not bad either, guys.
Consistency has been huge for Masoli.
You know what time it is. Go get big hand.
Good night here tonight. Ryerson University in Toronto doesn't have a football team, but they do. I guess they do. It's the Argos. And so this was their homecoming here tonight. As we showed you at halftime, you had a chance to kick for your tuition. These two dudes didn't do very well, but they got some gift cards. And Matthew Shinetti, now one could say that's a Hamilton shoe and that's a Toronto shoe. Shinetti was a graduate of Ryerson back in 1939. He's wearing his Ryerson colors. There it is, Matty. Proud Ryerson grad. You did graduate, I hope. Yes, okay, good. But we had a few thousand Ryerson students here for their homecoming, so great to have them here tonight. Great basketball program at that school. Real
Taking out of bounds by number 37, Frankie Williams.
What computer class do you think he was
Matthew,
in there?
Yeah.
Sharp, though.
Imagine he probably got his lunch money
nice.
Stolen on a regular basis.
It was nice. It was.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny. I got a note from one of our executives, Paul Graham, when I said I wanted to do an event this week for Ryerson. He said, you graduated? I'm surprised that they graduated you. And I said, well, you know, it's touch and go there for a while, boss, but I fooled them in the end.
Well, you're not fooling us. Had a razor back then, too. Always great to have Matthew on the sideline with that colorful footwear. But they're Ryerson colors. That's the key. Ryerson Rams. And at 46 to go. And the Argos will welcome the Owls next week. Cats next Friday night. Will be in Ottawa. Red Blacks tomorrow against Edmonton, looking to reclaim top spot in the East.
Brazil.
Declan Cross getting another touch here with 90 seconds to go. Put this one in the books tonight. So here's how it looks in the East. depending on what the Red Blacks do tomorrow. Next week, either way, is going to put the wheels in motion for first place. Franklin airing it out. Oh, nice catch by Armonte Edwards.
It's a reminder that it is a natural grass field.
Little grass in the helmet.
The soccer guys are not going to be happy with Armonte Edwards, but his quarterback, James Franklin, sure is. Terrific catch here. This is what you want to see. Again, in a game that you're going to lose, in a season where you're not going to the playoffs, but here's a veteran guy fighting to the very end. No previous play, Levi Noel had a terrific block from the defensive end. There's no quit here tonight.
Franklin once more, and S.J. Green has the touchdown. Routine.
Oh, man.
James Franklin with Simone Lawrence having a chuckle after the fireworks came out. That loud boom in the end zone.
A well-placed ball here from Franklin. Watch how relaxed S.J. Green is. He's running out of space. He's got a defender closing on him. Just no panic as he hauls that one in.
Maybe the defense not as tight or as amped as it once was, but I'm sure Argo fans are going, where was that back in the third quarter? Rookie kicker Drew Brown has had a perfect night. Argos make it a little more respectable into the last minute.
Well, the Argos have 3 games remaining after tonight. The most wins they can end up with is 6, which would leave them behind Hamilton and Ottawa, would also leave them behind everyone in the West. Everyone over there has won at least 7. So this guarantees, with Montreal having used their 2019 first-round pick to take Tyler Johnstone in the supplemental draft this year, the Argos are guaranteed of having the first overall pick in the 2019 draft.
And you are the draft guru. Are you hearing some names already?
Well, there are plenty of guys out there, an interesting offensive line class. Some very interesting receivers to look at in this class as well. Some big targets.
So they'll play to the final gun here. The Argos will. They're lining up for an onside kick. This is the rookie kicker, Drew Brown, again. With a little bit of this, the NCAA. Nebraska. It's a good kick. Hauled down by guess who? On the hands team. Guy with the best hands tonight, Luke Tasker.
Luke Tasker's reward for a job well done tonight as he gets to take a break for the final offensive series. And into the game is one Marquay McDaniel,
who of course started his CFL career in Hamilton, wearing an odd number for him, but they're going to go in a victory formation. Of course, had great years in Calgary. Back in Hamilton, was coaching with the McMaster Marauders, and has been given a call back and essentially retired from the game before the season. I'm not sure he's done yet.
What's up? Yeah, I know.
And a guy who's got great hands.
Yeah.
I'm about to fight you right now. Here we go.
And a pretty good playoff pedigree, having spent the last several years in Calgary.
Dane Evans playing this out. So for the Red Blacks and the Tiger Cats, this is how it plays out. Tomorrow, Edmonton, then the back-to-backs Hamilton will end the season against Montreal. Ottawa will end the season in Toronto, and those two games, the final games of the season, may mean everything as well, depending on what they do in that two-game series still ahead. They'll count it down. What an outstanding second half for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. What an outstanding night for Luke Tasker. Hat trick for him. Jeremiah Masoli puts up big numbers again. The Hamilton Tiger Cats move ahead of 500, 8-7, and are tied atop the East. Nissan Titan player of the game is...
Well, I'll tell you what, Luke Tasker got the touchdowns, but Brandon Banks did the heavy lifting tonight. 8 catches for number 16, finishing with 178 yards. He added a touchdown of his own. Number of big plays from him in what has been an absolutely monstrous season for one of the smallest guys in the league.
Son loved the night too. Souvenir for Little B. Big win for Speedy B and the Cats, 8-7 now. They've won 5 of their last 7. The Argos fall to 3-12. They've lost 7 in a row. 9 hours of football tomorrow. Saskatchewan and Winnipeg will start it off. Ottawa and Edmonton. Calgary, BC to wrap up week 18. What a dogfight we got atop the CFL East now, thanks to the Cats, who won big tonight in Toronto, 34-20. We'll see you tomorrow for our triple header on TSN. Good night, everybody from Toronto. Here comes SportsCenter.